If so, do you have sex with your wife 24/7 all year long? Every second of your life till you die? Notice, though, how you are avoiding how what's described as, quote, abominable marriage, unquote, quote, marriage, unquote, in 422 is fine with married captive slave girls, quote, your right hand possess, unquote. Of course not. However, once you are married, then you are married 24/7 all years long, till you die, unless you divorce. Do you see the difference between sex and marriage? Yes. But what's this have to do with what is abominable in Qur'an 422 being acceptable with married slave women you own in Qur'an 422 and 424? Good diversion on your part, believe me. Sex is part of marriage, but the verse is talking about marriage, and not only sex as you want to make it out appear. No. What I want to know is why you are diverting from abominable. I want to know why you're diverting from what is abominable in 422, being okay with married slave girls in 424. And I found out from you that those married slave girls are little girls. You said they were little girls. Marrying your mom, daughter, sister, and married women is, let's see, marrying your mom, daughter, sister, and married woman is abominable. Abominable not only because of sex, but because it is not moral. Right. Except with married slave women you own, as described in Qur'an 424. The love of your mother and daughter is different from that to your wife. It better be. If a woman is married, she should not marry another man and be faithful to her husband unless he dies or she divorces him. Or unless she's a married slave girl, as described in Qur'an 424. That's why the verse is saying abominable. What? It also might hint to sexual relations due to marriage, but it's not only that. It's a whole aspect of marriage that is abnormal, whether it leads to eventually to sex or not. Sounds like you're reading into things. Can't just take Qur'an 424 the way it sounds to normal people? It appears to be that way. In Islam, there are requirements and laws for someone to divorce his wife. There must be legitimate reasons. This is true for both sides. It's not true that you just say, quote, I divorce you, unquote, and this is it. 3 times of I divorce you is not true? It's not that simple. However, you are right in the sense that there are Muslims who think it that's way and abuse it. However, in Islamic jurisprudence, they are 3 established laws, and give both wife and husband rights. The difference, however, is that in Islam, despite the laws and restrictions, it is still much insure to divorce. This gives couples the option to separate legitimately in cases there are conflicts and problems like this. Both couples will be able to remarry legitimately. In Christian cases, divorce is so difficult to obtain and even costly. True. No, quote, I divorce you, unquote, 3 times in Christianity. That is for sure. Plus, once you are divorced, the church cannot remarry you so most divorced people. And I have to say that statistics show a big percentage in the West, despite the difficulty of it. So most divorced people get into new relations outside the law, out of wedlock, which is religiously forbidden. And in many cases, babies are born from those relationships. In other words, we live in a society where a big percentage of it are born out of wedlock. In Islam, this is forbidden, cursed by God. Moreover, many people have so little faith in the church that they don't marry anymore and live together and make families without even marrying. How sad. I'm sure this is becoming the fashion and then in a few years the majority will be like this. This is if there are enough heterosexual left, since homosexuality is increasing day by day. Maybe so. Let's be realistic here. The church has failed. Many Christians leave Christianity because they can't find answers to their questions. And I was never part of the church, just the believers. They are either blessed by finding guidance in Islam, or they become atheist or agnostic or follow some third-party religion or cult. Despite all hatred, propaganda, false information, and prejudice that Islam encounters on a daily basis in a period of time, Islam is the fastest growing religion. People say that Islam is 7th century spread by sword, yet the reality is much different. How come Indonesia, the country that contains highest number of Muslims in the world, is Muslim, yet no one invaded Indonesia? What's this have to do with Quran 4:24, being able to have sex with married slave girls? A merchant happened to be there many centuries ago. By spreading knowledge, people started to convert, not by the sword. Then how? And if Islam spread by sword, Spain would have been Muslim. No, it was Muslim until Al-Cid stuff kicked in. Yet during the Andalusian period, Muslims reigned Spain for many centuries and lived peacefully with Jews and Christians. That's debatable. When Spaniard Christians regained powers, they did massacres, especially on Muslims and Jews. Do you know where the Jews went? They went to Muslim countries to be protected. Lesser of two evils at that time. If Islam forced people to convert, you would see many Arabic-speaking Jews and Christians. The Trinity logic was invented after Jesus, Papa. I wouldn't call it invented, more like realized. Paul changed the real Christianity. No, Paul brought Christianity to the Gentiles. But as Christianity was kingdom age based, with Jesus and the apostles, with Paul it was grace based, and it still is until Jesus returns. Then it goes back to the kingdom age. If you love Jesus, you should follow his teachings and not the teachings of someone who probably never met Jesus and yet changed his teachings to go against the Old Testament. But due to blood atonement for sin in the Old Testament, due to the spotless lamb blood to keep the firstborn of Israel from dying during the Passover, due to the idol of a snake going against thou shalt not make images, yet it was used successfully keeping the Israelis from dying from snake bite when they looked up and saw it on a stick held up by Moses, and due to Cain's blood sacrifice of vegetables being rejected for Abel's sacrifice of lambs with the blood and all that, the Old Testament makes no sense, and Christianity is false. The Old Testament contains many corruptions and changes. Never heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls, I see. The Israelites transgressed after Moses and changed their laws, and you can easily see pattern by reading the Old Testament. Incest, pornography, violence, and lots of rigid laws and racism. And there isn't that in the Quran and Hadith? Are you sure? That's why God sent his prophet Jesus, to guide the Jews back to the straight path of all previous prophets like Abraham and Moses. Then why am I told by the Quran to stand firm upon the quote previous scriptures, that is the Bible, and that you are to come to me for my reading the quote previous scriptures, that is the Bible? If you are in doubt about the Quran, would you like me to provide surah and verse? Yet after Jesus, the same thing happened, and the Bible has been corrupted again. If it's corrupted, like you and all Muslims say, then why does the Quran have, this is Quran 28, verse 48 through 49, the Torah is like the Quran, quote, bring a better book from Allah that is better guide than these two. These two! You know? Then there's Quran 46, 10 through 12, says, a witness from among the children of Israel has borne witness of one like it. And before it, the Torah was a guide and a mercy. And the Quran verifies it in the Arabic language. How can it verify if it's corrupted? And then of course there's Quran 5:33. Bring the Torah now. Then there's Quran 5:43. Torah is okay in present day if Muhammad, to make it sound like it's not corrupted, or why would Allah say, read your Torah? And then there's Quran 5:44. And Quran 2:86. And then there's Quran 6, verse 92. That says, and this is the book which we sent down, bringing blessing and confirming the revelation which came before it. That, why would it have that? And then it says a reminder. See Quran 7, verse 2. And then the Psalms are inspired. Quran 4, verse 163.